recognized symbol of excellence for your entertainment.
That's what I like about music. It's sort of for the common person. There's no real pedigree required to listen to a tune on the radio. It's very simple. So that's what keeps me doing it. I like the opportunity to connect with the average person.
Canada's always cared about art. Canada's always cared about culture. I'm a product of that.
It's hard to believe that it's been over 20 years since Nelly Furtado released I'm Like a Bird.
Nelly Furtado!
Make some noise for Nelly Furtado!
Welcome to Machino Music Music, show that puts some music in Machino Music, with your host, me, Brett Strong. Today in Machino Music Music, it's Nelly Furtado album ranking. I'm Like a Bird. Good afternoon, everybody. Nelly Furtado album ranking. Yeah, album ranking. I said when I did my favorite Canadian bands / artists that I would do a Nelly Furtado album ranking one of these days.
One of these days!
And today is that day. Yeah. So, I mean, not a big discography, and I don't have all the albums. I actually have 3 of her albums, actually. Even in Canada, they're actually very hard to find. I'm surprised. Even in Canada. I mean, this is about all I could get. Like, look at my local record store, this best of, which came out in 2010. So, she hadn't even put out her few records yet. There's still, one in 2012, another one in 2017. So, yeah, I mean, she already had her greatest hits. That means you're done usually when they put out the greatest hits so early. But she has some really good albums. Yeah, this is how I like these albums. You like them differently, it's perfectly okay. That's cool. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Nelly Furtado just really been getting back, especially after here in Canada we have the Juno Awards, which is like our Canadian answer to the Grammy Awards. And they did she was inducted into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame and Canadian Music Hall of Fame, and it's just seeing I just realized she was so great. Love Nelly Furtado. I love that she's kind of on a bit of a comeback. She said she's going to retire from touring. I still think that stands. She's going to be putting out a new album, some new music, so I could have waited to do this, but I just really wanted to do it while she's still kind of, at least at this time, really fresh in my mind. It's a little itchy there. But, yeah, just Nelly Furtado has been just really fresh in my mind. I'm just really getting back and listening to her music. Love Nelly Furtado. She's one of those people, she's kind of like, she got really, really big for a while. Kind of with one album that just and then she kind of took some time off because she had kids and all this, and it was like, yeah, a lot of stuff going on, but we'll get into that as we go through this ranking. So let's get into this here. Nelly Furtado album ranking. Starting at the bottom, going Spirit Indestructible from 2012. Some great songs, and some are kind of boring. Actually, I think for a lot of people, this is sort of considered the worst Nelly Furtado album. Just because, she had such a huge, massive hit. It came so late after 2006. That was the big one, this album Loose. I know we'll get to that one. But that was a big breakthrough record. That's just like, well, huge album. That one was massive. So Spirit Indestructible came after that, and people were kind of like, a lot of hip-hop influence. Also, I think too many guests on this one. That's just being nice. I'm being a nice Canadian to another nice Canadian. Canadians were nice to each other. They're not going to say, this is poo, this stinks, this sucks, flush it down the toilet, throw it in the trash can. We're not going to do that. We're going to say, hey, you had a bit of a misstep. You can do better next time. And, I think she kind of did on this record. Waiting for the Night is great. I really like that song. I think it kind of like, it more towards the end. The best song is kind of more towards the end. That's like the opening song is really good. The title track I really like, and then it kind of gets boring, like the middle of the album. But around the end, it starts to really pick up again. Yeah, like I said, Waiting for the Night is great. Probably my favorite song on the album. Miracles is good. Circles is good. And Enemy. That's a great tune. So I think towards the end of the album, it's really good. The middle, I'm not too crazy about, so that's where it ranks where it does. So, yeah. Not saying it's, I mean, I'm not going to say that's the worst Nelly Furtado album. But, you know, come on, do better next time, girl. And I think she did with the album from 2017, The Ride. This was just after her marriage broke up. So it was a ride. That's what she's talking about here. Some great songwriting. She was very reflective. So some great song. I mean, these songs sound like could be in a movie. They sound like a movie soundtrack. Well, those like that. Where like you could put this on any kind of like I guess like that time, like 2017, like kind of like mid to late 2000s, like romantic comedy or like dramedy, and they would totally fit. Carnival Games is really good. Flatline, Pair of Sun. I guess with this album, I guess why it ranks where it does is that it maybe isn't all that fun. But again, you know, it's understandable because you know she was grieving. She'd just gone through a divorce. It was not good. Got these young children, and she's got to deal with this crap. So she had a lot to unpack on this record. So maybe that's why it's not so much fun. Actually, I think too it has a little bit of a Prince vibe. To me, I hear a little bit of Prince there. You know, but lively enough in spots where it should be, if that makes sense. It's got those lively moments, but it does kind of, you know, it isn't at the same time that much fun. Not bad though. I do really like The Ride. Next up, from 2003, this was her second record, Folklore. Nelly was still exciting at this time. This one, she was still exciting. People were anticipating that second record, and this is a great follow-up to the debut. There's sort of like a folksy sound on here, combined with the pop and hip-hop influences that she was doing at the time when she started those hip-hop styles. Also with Spanish music, she always cue a little bit of Spanish music because she's Portuguese. Really cool. Nelly did that better than anyone, I think, at this time. Excuse me, I'm reading notes because I wrote things down. I wrote things down this time, and I'm reading them. Usually I try to go completely from memory, and also a combination of reading. But this time I wrote quite a few notes as I was listening to these albums, because, you know, I'm a good Canadian, talking about another good Canadian, so I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to do it right. So, yeah. But Nelly, I think that did that better than anybody at the time, kind of like combining like all these different styles, like pop, hip hop, folk, Spanish music, all that stuff. And that's why she stood out, and that's why she's just become the legend, the icon, especially here in Canada, that she's become. Why she's so exalted. We love her here in Canada. And it got great songwriting as well. One Trick Pony's a really good song. I also really like Powerless. Say What You Want. That was a big hit. What a great tune that is. Say What You Want. Yeah. That's a really, really good song. That one really puts this one up for me. The Say What You Want, especially. I get that one stuck. I've had these songs stuck in my head, like, all leading up to doing this. So that's why I had to get it done, because I've had these songs stuck in my head listening to these Nelly Furtado tunes. So yeah, Folklore from 2003. That's where I'm ranking that one. Itchy. I tell you, it's like these fluffs flying all over. It was gonna happen. One of these days.
One of these days!
I sneezed. I did. Sneezed all over my paper. Great. going to start smearing. I won't be able to read a damn thing. But it's good I got that sneeze out. Alright, next up from 2000, the debut. Whoa, Nelly. This was a big album. Of course, I'm Like a Bird was all over the place. That was a massive song. And we were like, hey, who is this? And here in Canada, we're like, hey, and she's Canadian. This is great. That song was all over the place. Really good tune. Maybe I'm a little bit tired of it, but still, I still love it. It's still a really cool song. Turn Off the Light. Turn Off the Light. Really good song. Really, really like that one. I think that's what puts this one up. Also, the song On the Radio. Remember the Days. It was the song Blank on the Radio, which stands for shit on the radio. Remember the Days. So they have an edited version for the radio. But yeah, I Will Make You Cry, Scared of You. A few Spanish songs on here. Or a couple of Onde Estás is a Spanish song. Just one. I saw nothing Spanish here. No, I guess. Baby Girl, Legend, yeah. Good record, debut, and look at her belly button. This is the year of the belly button. I'm looking at this in the back here. This is a belly button. This was when everyone was showing. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. All of them were showing off the navel. Showing off the belly button. We're in the top 2, everybody. And I had to go loose as my number 2. Although this could have been number 1. I mean, but this was just so, I guess maybe a little bit of burnout on this album. But there were so many great songs. And I think really, I mean, my all-time favorite Nelly Furtado song, I think a lot of people's favorite. I mean, it's like, I've heard it described as a perfect pop song, and that is the song Say It Right. It is just such a fantastic song. Yes, I would agree, a perfect pop song. An absolutely perfect pop song is Say It Right. So good.
Say it right. Say it all.
Maneater and Promiscuous were the big ones, also featuring Timberland. He was all over the place for a while. Timbaland, yeah. Timbaland. He had that song, The Way I Are, with Carrie Hilson. That was another hit. You heard all over the place. That was all over the place, that song. He had that very distinctive voice. Kind of that gruff voice. Big, burly dude. But he was like the producer for a while. He was on all these pop songs. All these pop albums. Big producer. But yeah, those two, and of course Say It Right. And also All Good Things Come to an End. Oh, so fantastic. Another great song. Yeah, there's just some really, I mean, the hits on here really put it up, especially Say It Right. But really, I mean, it should be my number 1, but what is my number 1? And she's so, before I go on, she's so beautiful. She was looking so good. But really, what is my number 1? I listen to these again. The most recent record from 2024, 7. This is her 7th album. I didn't include it is her 7th. There's only 6 albums I talked about, but I didn't include her Spanish language album. I should have said that at the top, but I didn't. But yeah, I didn't include her Spanish language album, so this is her 7th record. 7. And this is really good. I mean, she's naked on all the albums. Here she is on the back there with the price tag covering her. Body positivity is a big part. I mean, she didn't look like this anymore, how she's looking on Loose. She doesn't look how she looks on the first. Now she kind of she's starting to get some flack because, you know, she's put on some weight. But hey, come on, give her a break. She's had kids. She's just being herself. She's, you know, body positive. She's still out there doing it, so she can't be like totally unhealthy. And, you know, just, she looks happy. Give her a break. She looked beautiful at the Juno Awards. I love you. she looked happy, and she should be because it was a great accomplishment. And this record, I think, I really, really like this album. I mean, so many great tunes on here. It's got kind of like an 80s synth pop kind of inspired, but it's kind of got her like the Nelly Furtado, like a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of Spanish influences. Like there's a Spanish song, Corazon is in Spanish. And there's a couple others I think she sings on Spanish on here. But some other great ones. Showstopper kicking it off is really good. Love Bites. Honesty is great. Such a great song. Probably my favorite song on the album. Love it. And I think this is like a perfect pop album because all the songs are like between like 2 and 3 minutes. That's perfect. Perfect for radio. Perfect to get singles, although I haven't really heard a ton of these on the radio. I mean, I guess that's sort of, you know, especially for like legacy artists. They could put out the greatest song. They could put out their greatest album. And, you know, it probably won't get played. You know, Paul McCartney could put out his greatest song he's ever written, and it won't get played. Even in Canada, I haven't heard any of these. I haven't heard any of these songs on the radio, at least that I've noticed, because I don't listen to a ton of radio in Canada, because it's the same 5 songs every hour. I just heard that song like 20 minutes ago. Now I have to hear it again. Floodgate is beautiful, beautiful song. Ready for Myself, great message on that song. I'm not getting ready for you. I'm not putting on all this makeup, putting on these nice clothes and everything for you. I'm doing it for me. I want to look good. I want to feel good. Yeah, she's going with the body positivity thing here. Yeah, she's just so beautiful. I mean, I love that she's just embracing, like, yeah, hey, I'm a big girl, okay? Covering the boobs, covering the bum. The vajay is obscured, of course. Yeah. But yeah, so that's about how I rank those albums. 7 is my number one. I mean, Loose probably should be, but I don't know. I just, going back and listening to these, I just love 7. It's been kind of just playing that one a lot since I've gone back and listened to these. I've been listening to this greatest hits, and a lot of them come from Whoa Nelly and Loose. Yeah, just love Nelly Furtado. Just a Canadian legend, a Canadian icon, a pop icon, pop legend, and just especially of like the 2000s. I mean, she's one of those ones I think people kind of forgot about her for a bit because she had these big gaps between albums, and she, you know, took some time away to, of course, like raise her kids and deal with her divorce and all this stuff, and like we said at the beginning, she said she's gonna be not touring anymore, but you know, maybe she will do, like, sounds like she might do a few shows here and there. Sounds like there's a new album on the way, some more music. Just put out some more music, Nelly Furtado. You're a legend. You have a beautiful voice. You write beautiful music. And yeah, I was happy to do this Nelly Furtado album ranking. And if you're a Nelly Furtado fan, I hope you enjoyed this. That's it for this week. Until we meet again, this is Brett Strong saying good journey.